Why did I say this? Because there's thieves out there, robbers and thieves. A thief is the person who don't want to make the effort, but when he sees something that he wants, he come in, he'll try to embrace you long enough to try to steal. Where he hadn't been glorified, and he becomes an opportunist to be a part of the reward that God set forth from you, to be a thief to take it from you, to try to steal your joy, to try to take and embrace the idea and sit up there and say, well, I was a part of it, and I want to be this. I looked at the fight of Mike Tyson, which is a different parallel from this. Muhammad Ali. People go embrace people who have a great ambition of becoming something great through the eyesight of mind, and they try to attach themselves onto it, that they may become a part of it, and through the law of democracy, they say, well, I was a part of his existence, and try to lie and say it was never the will of God. This is the reason I try to stay away from people. I work by myself, I live by myself, I sleep by myself. I don't be a part of this propaganda too. She sent and told me a while ago that when we found it, we ain't found nothing. Because it was her who said she had been poisoning me, Lord, for a whole year, and I was hard to kill. It was her who gave me the crushed glass. So how in the world did she can embrace and say, we found this? But later on, as she got back with me, we began to study the Bible. And as I was on, she was studying this side and I was studying this side. But when I showed her the things that I was finding about, she said, we found it. We ain't found nothing. I showed her where we were, just like Jesus when he went up into the temple and he showed the people the part where it was spoken of by Isaiah. He said, this is me. That don't mean him and the other. They found this. They can't embrace that and proclaim it's a lie. The Father was showing his Son the things that he wanted him to comprehend and that he wanted to teach the people. And God, the Father, showed his Son that where he was in Bible prophecy, just like he showed me as a witness to him in these later times. She became a witness. She didn't find anything. I noticed the mindset of her. I'm saying this because I'm bringing you back to the mindset of the United States of America and the world. We was had part where we went to dog pack. I was a gambler. I was somehow picking these dogs. I don't know, it was not my will, but God set these things in front of me. Watching a certain set pattern of a dog and finding out when they would win, or most likely to come in and win. I was successful at this. So the young men who became a part of my habitat, which I didn't want them to be, that through her, they was trying to embrace her and use her against me. I told them I didn't want them, I didn't mess around with them. But they would talk to her and she would take it, find me, come in, steal the bets from me and give it to them. And I was wondering, I said, why you do these things? They would, how people get when they transgress and become daters of the peoples in your part. That's what was happening. In other words, they were breaking it down. She became lovers of these peoples And they sent her to steal the bets from me, and she would steal the bets from me because I made the guy one day 3,000. This guy certain got $3,000. The other guy 1,500, and myself about 1,500. And the guy didn't want to give me no $20 out of the $3,000 I made him, because he hit one straight up and one hit one trifecta halfway. But I said, well, you knocked me out of more than $20 when you made this here. But when I stopped messing around with him, he was associating with my wife through secretly, which he thought, but I was a person just went on. And she was still bad. So one, she'd go and come anytime she'd go get ready and go on these assignments. So mine said it was never on God. But my mind said stay on God throughout my bed. Because I was raised up with it. She thought as long as she would please them, you know, everything was going to be all right. But these people had satanic mindset because they believed in hoodoo. This man believed in hoodoo and things that Balaam would believe in. And this is the way it was. He went with some kind of ball, very big seed out of the I don't know what these big seeds were, but they were large seeds, about so big. And so he believed in witchcraft. Same thing we're talking about here in Bible. And she embraced that man's ideas, and she worked against me, and something that she did terrible against me. And it was all against trying to take my life. But this was God allowing this demonic spirit to come in the weak people's vessels that was around me. Well, as he tried to use her to steal a bet from me, I got to hide my book, buying her book and not letting her see my book of the dog track. So later on, I would take and had to separate myself. She'd gone one place and I'm going another place. And this time she had gone up this before they firebombed my house. And she came in, and I told her I was going to win her some money to buy her car since she came back. Hadn't been back a week. And when she came back, I bought a ticket. Racetrack dog came in, and the ticket paid $4,000 and over $500. So she took the ticket and left home the next day. She told me I didn't give her the ticket. And so she called me back the next day and told me, I'm spending your money with my man. Well, why are you spending my money with my man? You're men. And I was giving the winning ticket for you to take and get your car with. But it hurt me. I ended up going to the hospital because it was so devastating. Every time I tried to do good to her, she became the serpent that bit the hand that was trying to help her. And I wondered how long and how much, what could a man do to show to her that I was not her enemy, that I was for her. So now, upon time, she telling me, what me and her had found together. We had a bad 20-year relationship. So these things, which she said, I would try to wonder what is the significance of it. Is it a still mind game that she calling around here to my house, playing on me, saying what we have found? We have not found anything together, and God don't indulge in foolishness. So what she done is, as if she is trying to steal the work of God when she see that God is with me. She's trying to embrace me. But this will not happen.